Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hilltoppers Toastmaster for September 27th. I am so glad to see you guys. Last week we were kind of slim. I think only 4 of us made it. So I am excited to see all these little blocks filled in, people everywhere. So thanks so much for joining. And we even have Miss Crystal in the building. Thank you, Miss Crystal, for stopping by to see us. I think she's going to speak to us for a brief moment, either before or after. Crystal, you can correct me if we're wrong. And then we also have Miss Greta, which is one of our sister members. Maurice, would you introduce her for us, please?
Yes, I got an email last week that she was with Downtown Toastmasters, but the time is not sustainable for her to meet with Downtown. So she's giving Hilltoppers a try to see if it's a better.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome, Miss Greta. I am the president for this term. So this year, I just took office, I think it was in July. Okay. So on behalf of all of us here at Hilltopper Toastmaster, we are glad to have you. I hope this time works wonderful with you. We are excited, always excited to see new faces. So thank you for coming. I hope this is not your last time.
Thank you.
And we are all family here. So if anytime you want to speak up, or you have something you want to say, or want to interject yourself into the meeting, by all means, absolutely make yourself at home here. We like to have a good time. So I think I laugh more than anybody, but I'm always trying to find a reason to laugh. So enjoy yourself, and we're glad to have you. And Crystal, do we have any other club business before I move on to Crystal?
Well, Carrie has one.
Uh-oh. And don't forget to, go ahead, Carrie.
Okay, I know everyone hates me now, but I have to be a money collector. And I emailed the reminder. Maurice, thank you for reminder of that reminder. Because I didn't mean to forget, just a little busy week. So I emailed you just a few days ago. And please make a payment as soon as possible.
Don't forget
just to keep in mind that we have to have a minimum of 8 officially paid before the 30th, at or before the 30th.
And then we need 2 more payments to meet the minimum payment
of 8. Okay.
To 8, right. 2 more payments.
Please, if you are able to. All right, please make that payment. Carrie she really needs a day or 2 or 3 to process the payment, get it all turned in, submitted, all that good stuff. So the longer she has to wait, it's just harder on her. So if you are able to, please go ahead and submit that payment right away. All right, we'll come back and we'll touch on that in via email, Carrie. Thanks. And she did send out the reminders, so they should be in your email with the invoice for PayPal. Okay, thank you all for that. And Miss Crystal, did you want to speak with us? Were you going to say something to us?
Sure, I will definitely want to, first of all, congrats to our president, your president, as well as your VPE. Both of them showed up yesterday for that very long district council meeting. I thought it was going to be 3 to 4, y'all. I think because we were trying to collect all of those roles, it ran over. So thank you all for coming. One of the things I mentioned at the district council meeting is we have a resource available for the area, and that is GroupMe. We have GroupMe available for all of the area council members. So like today, you don't have a prepared speech, don't hesitate to ask any of the other clubs to have a guest from the other clubs. Olivia, you visited the Advanced Toastmasters Club before and gave a speech. Ask them as well. Okay, I came to your club. Can someone come, to our club, because we don't have anyone giving a speech this week? Of course, that takes a little bit of planning to ask ahead of time. But when you all ask for roles at the end of your meeting tonight, if you see someone hasn't signed up to be a speaker, that is an opportunity to reach out to Downtown, Top Cats, Eastern Shore, who am I forgetting? Well, that's the only active ones right now. Wind Creek we're waiting on, and Foley as well to get activated. So don't hesitate. If you need anything from me, I'm here to help you as your area director. Let's just continue to be Toastmasters family to help this area continue to grow. I did have a question regarding you all's hybrid meetings, but I know that with the COVID rates going up and down, maybe y'all are still hesitant to meet in person. But I definitely think that would be a goal for this year. So I just want to continue to encourage you all to reach out to the other clubs as we help each other grow, all of the clubs grow in this area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we kind of put ourselves back on the back burner with that, Crystal. The last we talked, Wes was helping us, so was Maurice and Luke, talking to a couple different organizations, but we were having a hard time hearing back from them. So we took Wes, of course, he is very interested in us continuing our search to try to get the hybrid meetings, but also just try to drum up participation as well as new members as a whole. So I know he had passed out flyers one time, and we were considering doing an open house and things like that. So we do have some things that have been just coming down the pipe, but none of them have really come into fruition yet, and especially the hybrid. So we have not forgotten about hybrid. We definitely still want to do it, I think, but a week or two, maybe a couple weeks ago before Labor Day, we kind of voted, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong because I don't want to speak incorrectly, but I think we kind of voted to just take a step back on that due to COVID and the rise and fall in the rates here in Mobile. So most people had voted that they were not ready to take on in-person meetings. And y'all, please correct me if I'm wrong on that. Thank you.
Oh, no one's correcting you.
Yeah, no. If I'm wrong, please correct me.
No, you're right. That's what we did.
I thought so. I just was like, did we do that or did I dream that? I thought we did, yeah. But I couldn't remember who all voted which way. And I was like, did I dream that? I thought we voted on that, yeah. So that's where we are. We kind of took a back seat on that, Crystal, but I think it's in our hearts for all of us to definitely meet in person. I got a chance to see Kyler. Yay, we met by mistake in public one time. So that was great to see him. I'm sure he told you about it, huh, Cheyenne? Yeah, but other than that, I have not laid eyes physically on any of my Toastmasters families. So I definitely would enjoy it or embrace the opportunity to do so. But that's where we were at our last vote, Crystal, just so you know.
Yes, ma'am, that's completely understandable. So no worries. It's still a benefit to having a virtual meeting. Just let us know if you need any help with the roles. And once again, we have the group move for that, as well as just reaching directly out to the other club presidents. If you never need a role filled, we are happy to do so.
Okay. And I am definitely going to get on the group me. I know you have reminded me a couple of times. I'm going to get on there. I just had one thing happen after another. It just seems like life. It's just life. So I won't complain about life. Life is worth the living. So we'll just take it as it goes. But thank you for your patience with me. Okay, guys, unless Crystal, you have anything else, or if you think of anything, we can put you in the education overview spot at the end if you think of anything else you would like to mention or bring to our attention. And we thank you again for being here, our area director. All right, guys, if we have no more club business, then we are going to go with our invocation and pledge. Donovan, I see you're down for the invocation and pledge as well. Are you good with that, or do you want me to do it?
No, I'll do it. I have some.
Okay. All right, well, let's do it.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, first, if everyone's comfortable, put your hands together if you want to. I'm going to recite the Irish blessing.
Okay.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. And then now, y'all to join me to say the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic to which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty of justice for all. Thank you. Back to you, Olivia.
All right, thank you for that, Donovan. And I'm so sorry, I didn't even get introduce our Toastmaster because the lectern actually belongs to him. So without any further ado, I would like to call on Kyler Gates. He will be our Toastmaster for the evening. Kyler, if you would take the virtual lectern, it's yours.
Will do. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. My name is Kyler, and I will be your Toastmaster for this evening. We will start the meeting off. Donovan has started us off with the invocation and pledge. So I'm going to next start calling up the different roles. And when I call your name, if you could just give us a brief description of what your role is and what you'll be doing for us this evening. So starting with Carrie, will you tell us about your role as the Table Topics Master?
Good evening, everyone, and honored guest. My name is Carrie. I am your table topic master tonight. Table topic master delivers the table topics portion of the meeting, which is probably second part of this meeting, which helps train members to quickly organize and express their thoughts in an impromptu setting. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that.
Kyler, if you would, let me interject for just 1 second. And since
Sure.
we have Greta on and we're trying to win her over to our side, would you please, everyone that has a role, would you just take a few moments to introduce yourselves to Greta? If you hold an office, would you let her know what office it is that you hold? And if you want to share how long you've been a member of Toastmaster, that kind of stuff too, just so she'll be able to put a name with, put a title with everyone that's on here if you hold a role, please. Thank you.
Awesome.
So Carrie, if you would, Carrie, would you tell us, I think she already knows your role, pay the lady. If you would let her know your role, please.
My name is Carrie Nomad. I joined the Toastmaster, this group, Hilltoppers, since when was that? August 2019. And this is the second term to work as a treasurer. Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you.
All right, my name is Maurice Heidelberg. This year, I am the Vice President of Education of Hilltoppers Toastmasters. I've been a member of Toastmasters and Hilltoppers since April of 2015.
Nice to meet you.
Long time. Okay, Kylie, you can go ahead to the next role, and then whoever has the role, they'll just introduce themselves and tell their title.
All right, will do. Well, before I announce the next role, my name is Kyler Gates. I don't currently hold an office, but Cheyenne and I have been Toastmasters with this group for, I want to say about two years or so, maybe a little bit more, a little more than 2 years, I think.
2018.
Yeah, 2018. So yeah, a little more than 2, almost 3. So we'll move on next to the next role. Let's see. David will be our grammarian. David, could you tell me a little bit about your role?
Sure. Thank you, Kyler. And good evening, everyone. My name is David. Briefly, for Greta's sake, I'll let you know I'm a retired civil engineer, and I've been with Toastmasters for about 2 years or almost 2 years. Last year, I was the Vice President of Education, and I've completed one pathway, the Dynamic Leadership Pathway. And it's been a fun little group. I've really grown a lot. The one thing I've said before is that I wish I found Toastmasters when I was younger, because it could have really been useful, the skills that I've picked up here. But nonetheless, it's fun to do. And my role this evening is grammarian. As grammarian, I will be providing you your word of the day. If you look into your chat box, I posted it earlier. The word is misbegotten. It's an adjective, misbegotten. It means ill-conceived. It can also mean having an improper origin. An example would be the celebrity's misbegotten tweet went viral. That's happened a lot. Another example is the University Board of Trustees rejected the misbegotten plan for building a new football stadium. So that's the word of the day, misbegotten. If you don't see it in chat, let me know. I can repost it, but it should be there. Also, I will be, as your grammarian, looking for improper use of the English language. We're not super firm on that, but anything that outstanding that I pick up in my limited knowledge, I will let you know at the end of the meeting. And those are my roles for this evening. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster Kyler.
Thank you, David. And hopefully I will remain Mr. Toastmaster and not become misbegotten over this time period. I just felt like that was a pun that I should use. Anyway, so moving on to the next, let's see, Luke's not here tonight. And we don't have any speeches tonight. Is that correct, Olivia? Okay,
No,
so we'll do longer form Toastmasters. Table topics is what we usually do for that. So our timer for this evening is Donovan. Donovan, could you tell me a little bit about your role?
Yes, I will, Kyler. First of all, my name is Donovan O'Malley. I have been here for the beginning of, well, the second part of 2018 to 2019, 2019 to 2020, 2020 to 2021 as well. And my role is the timer for the evening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep track of how long you speak. From I originally would do the prepared speeches. The prepared speeches would be 5 minutes. I'll do a green hat. 6 minutes, I'll do a rainbow colored hat. And for 7 minutes, I'll do the spread hat. For the table topics, the time will be 1 minute, will be the green hat, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, the rainbow hat, and 2 minutes will be the spread hat. And for the evaluation portion, which we won't have tonight, but I'll still go over it just so the guests would know what it is. So it'll be 2 minutes will be this green hat, 2 minutes and 30 seconds will be this rainbow hat, and 3 minutes, of course, will be the red hat. Thank you, and have a good, and thank you, and back to you, Kyler.
Thank you, Donovan. You have a fantastic hat collection. I'm glad that you're employing it this evening for Toastmasters. Moving on next, we have the odd counter, who will be Cheyenne. Cheyenne, can you tell us about your role?
Hi, everyone, and hello, Greta. My name is Cheyenne Gates. I have been in Toastmasters since 2018. This year, I am in charge of the public relations. So hopefully we'll get that started up again soon. I've really enjoyed Toastmasters. It's helped me just to, with this club, get comfortable again speaking in front of people. I used to do it a lot in college, and then I graduated and didn't have to do it as much. So it's time we get back in the swing of things and get more confident again with speaking in public. So, and our group is awesome, very supportive and very helpful in the things I've learned here. So with that being said, I will be the odd counter. I will keep track of filler words. I know I've already said a few, heard a few over here, and there will be like, but, as, so, and I'll give a report at the end of our time. And anything that we say as far as letting anyone know the number. It's just to be helpful, not to criticize or to make you feel ashamed, just to make you think about it. Because now that I've been in Toastmasters, if I watch a speech on TV, I hear every filler word that someone uses. So just to be aware of it is why we do that. So thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Cheyenne. And I will try to be mindful of my filler words best I can. No guarantees. Looks like Wesley. Looks like Wesley's not here tonight. Is someone going to be filling in? Oh, wait, maybe he's joining. There he is, right on time.
Yeah, I was just texting you to tell you that he has joined. I don't know if he wants to do his role of general evaluator or not. If not, I can do it, Wes. No biggie.
Okay,
Good afternoon, Wes.
I'll give him a moment to kind of get situated.
Yeah, I know he's somewhere up north. I can't remember where he said he was, but he is not at home. So he's
Yeah, like Northern Alabama.
no, like north, like way up there.
Oh, okay.
Like in the mountains somewhere.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so he's been traveling quite a bit, seems like.
Yeah.
So not to delay the meeting, I will go ahead with the role of general evaluator.
All right.
So, good evening, everyone, Toastmasters, and definitely honored guests. My name is Olivia Carter. I've been a member of Hilltoppers Toastmasters since 2018. I never heard of Toastmasters before. I was simply looking for a place to enhance my public speaking skills. I, unlike some people, have a extreme desire to speak in public. I love it. I can't talk enough. If anything, you have to take the mic away from me. So I want to be all that I could be as I pursue my passion of being an inspirational public speaker. My role tonight as general evaluator will consist of me going over the meeting, giving my thoughts, feedback on how the meeting was ran, the time that we started, any hiccups or any situations that may have occurred during the meeting. I will also call on all the members that have a role tonight to get their report, followed by my completed report at the end during the evaluation portion. Back to you, Toastmaster, and again, welcome, Greta, and we're glad to have you.
All right, thank you, Olivia. Appreciate you stepping up last minute. And then I see Wes has got his hand up for a question. What can I do for you, Wes? And how are the mountains?
Well, I was in Michigan actually.
Oh, okay.
It was a long story, but I finally made it back. But it was an interesting story in itself. But I'm here. I don't like to shirk my responsibilities. I haven't had a chance to even look at the agenda, but I want to shirk my responsibility. I could take general evaluator.
Sure, that's fine by me, but it's fine with Olivia.
Didn't realize I was on mute. I'm going to repost the agenda so you'll be able to see it, Wes, but that is absolutely okay with me. If you want to take that role as general evaluator, help yourself.
I just don't like to. I didn't realize it was general evaluator. But I said that I would participate, and I don't like to fall short on my responsibilities. That's all.
No,
that's okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm assuming you probably just got done driving for, 6 or more hours. I'm assuming. So,
I just set up for a Zoom meeting, but enough of me. But I'll be happy to participate.
Perfect. Well, I like I said, you don't worry about it. We appreciate you participating. We appreciate that you made it back. You're a better man than I, because after driving, I do not have the energy to talk to anyone. So I appreciate you. And like I said, that's totally fine. We're glad you're here.
Right. Yeah, I can take it from here.
Okay.
I want to say, Greta, before we go, we have a fun fact about David and him being an engineer. I know he made mention of that. So, David, would you tell her about your participation in one of our famous bridges here in Mobile?
Sure. I believe you're referring to the Cochrane Africa Town Bridge.
Yes.
right? When I was just starting off my career in civil engineering, I worked for the state of Alabama, who I continued to work for almost 30 years, but I was a field engineer on that bridge. And it was really an eye-opening experience. It was quite amazing. So, and had lots of little adventures on it, which I've shared with the group in the past. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just thought that was awesome. So
It is.
yeah, that is very awesome because that's a famous bridge. I mean, some of it is because of what happened with the Sunset Bayou, remember, with the train wreck or what have you. That's one of the things that made it popular. But even though that was an unfortunate situation, it's still that is a huge structure that was built, and I'm just honored to have someone in our group that was a part of that process. So I find it exciting. I see Crystal has her hand raised, and so does Donovan. I don't know who was first, but we'll let the ladies go first. So Crystal, if that's okay with you. Maybe Crystal's okay. Donovan, would you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking and I didn't realize I was muted. I wanted to brag on you and your accomplishment that you've had. You've given several speeches. You've had like a podcast, your own podcast radio feature that you did a couple months ago. So kudos to you. And also wanted to mention that Kari had participated in Toastmasters contest and got pretty far. So we have some celebrities here in Toastmasters when it comes to the Hilltoppers Club. So you all have been doing a great job as far as advancing your skills in communication. So I just wanted to brag on both of you, as well as Maurice, who was also served along with me as a club coach for the downtown club. So you all have done great work. And I just wanted to commend all of you with the things that I've noticed thus far.
Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, I can go on and on and on about Maurice. Maurice is my right hand. He's been my right hand since the very beginning. I didn't know anything, and it was Maurice and Lawrence, and then Lawrence up and left. So I can't say enough about the awards that Maurice has received. But just to piggyback on the podcast, it's actually every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's actually a broadcast. It's on Facebook every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So you guys are welcome to join in. Follow me on Olivia Carter. You will find my name on Facebook. And it's always something informative or interesting. And it's just called Olivia's Round Table. I mean, Olivia's Bring It to the Table. I'm sorry. Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central. All right, guys, it's 7:17 now. Oh, Donovan, I'm sorry, you had your hand raised.
Yeah, I was just wondering if Wes would like to introduce himself since Greta is a guest.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry, Wes. We have been introducing ourselves to Greta. She is not new to Toastmasters. She's just visiting our location from a location already in Mobile. So she's just visiting our meeting, our club. So we were just taking a few minutes to introduce ourselves, tell her who we are, what our role is, and how long we've been a member of Toastmaster. If you would, please. Thank you.
Well, I first started Toastmasters when the woolly mammoth was roaming the earth some time ago. I'm privileged to be the club coach for Hilltoppers. We're a very dynamic club. We've got a few people. We're trying to increase the membership, but we welcome you, Greta, to our meeting. We're a fun group, and we've got a lot of good ideas that we share with each other. And I would like to say to Dr. Lockett, I understand that you're a dancer, and I also am a ballroom dancer. My favorite dance, I think, is rumba. A little bit about myself. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think we have used quite a bit of time. So Toastmaster, if you would take us into our next portion of the meeting, please.
Will do. Thank you, everyone. Like I said, I enjoyed Wesley. I enjoyed you sharing that. That was pretty funny. I got a kick out of the woolly mammoth. All righty, so moving on to the next portion of the meeting, it is now time for my favorite part of the meeting, it's table topics. So I will turn the lecture to Carrie, and she will show us the way. To you, Carrie.
Tonight's table topic is 究極の選択 or extreme choice in English. It's a popular party game in Japan. It's very easy. I give you two choices or extreme choices. You pick one of them and tell us why. Easy, isn't it? Okay, first, I said easy, but maybe this question is very tough for Americans. Which would you give up on your life? Pizza or hamburger? Olivia.
Hello, Toastmasters and honored guests. The question is, which would I give up, pizza or hamburgers? Well, this is an easy one, even for us Americans, Carrie. I would love to hear which one you would give up, being that you have Japanese, or you being that you are from Japan. I don't even know if you have pizza or hamburgers there. I'm sorry that I don't know. However, the answer to my question is hamburgers. As most of you know, I am pescatarian anyway, so I don't eat beef. Now, I do indulge in vegetarian hamburgers, and I love portobello mushroom burgers. It takes the place of steak or beef any day for me. But pizza, now that is a food to be reckoned with. Usually you will find some pizza ingredients in my house because I am usually cooking up a quick pizza in the air fryer that's consisting of some veggies on some flatbread or a piece of low carb bread. And it's one of my favorites. You can make it taste so many different ways. From your toppings can be spinach and broccoli or pineapples, even olives and onions and mushrooms and bell peppers. I can go on and on and on about the different toppings or ingredients that I can put on a pizza. So that would be probably one of the harder ones for me to give up. So if I had to give up one, it would definitely be the hamburger. Thank you, and back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Olivia. Personally, I would give up hamburger. I prefer pizza because ingredients, change the ingredients, so many different kinds of pizza. But hamburger basically kind of similar. And so I prefer pizza. And in Japanese, it's probably pizza or hamburger. It's not really center of the food in Japan. But if I ask the people, well, in Japan, sushi or ramen, these two is a very big flavor in Japan. That would be really hot topic. It would be hot topic. Okay, next. Which would you choose? Hamburger without beef patty or hot dog without the hot dog meat? Anyone?
Somebody, come on. I would love to answer it again because that's a funny one for me. But go ahead. Somebody, please. We have Wes. Wes said he's going to take it.
Okay, Wes, please.
You're muted, Wes.
Wes, you are on mute, love. He is
Sorry.
Tyler.
I believe that I would take hamburger without the beef patty because I also do not eat red meat. And I think pizza is one of the four main food groups, along with fried chicken, potato chips, and Twinkies, but that's just my personal opinion. But there are meat substitutes that I have. I do eat hamburgers, but they're not meat. I do Morningstar or something like that. But I'm getting away, but I haven't eaten red meat. The last time I had a steak was back in 1972. Yeah. Again, when the woolly mammoth was roaming the earth. But I remember a something that was told to me by a guide in Spain. He was giving us a tour of a bullpen. And so you could always tell the meat that the after a bull is killed, the meat is sold at the market. And so you could always tell the meat that is of the bull that's been killed, because it's always darker than the rest of the meat because of all the poisons that the animal is going through by suffering. Well, the thing is, you're eating that when when an animal is slaughtered, they know what's going on. They're not dumb animals. They know what's going on. So that's part of what you're ingesting in your diet. So I avoid red meats. Madam Toastmaster, Topics Master.
Thank you, Wes. I personally would like hamburger without beef patty. I think I see your viewpoint, and not the same reason as yours. Simply hamburger back in Dairy Queen is really good. I can eat as it is. Thank you so much, Wes. Next question is, which student would you like to be? One subject is extremely good and it's great, or you will be the one of the top or best in the nationwide. But the other subjects are almost failed or barely passed. Or B plus or A minus, A plus are given all subjects, but nothing particular outstanding. Which student would you like to be? Okay, Kyler.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, tabletop master, I've been asked, would I like to excel at one subject in school or be A minus, B plus student in all subjects? And I recently had this conversation with Cheyenne, and Cheyenne shared this piece of information. So I ought to give her credit, but I think of the quote that we always hear, it's jack of all trades, master of none. But there's a second half of the quote, and then Cheyenne can correct me on the second half. But basically, the quote continues, and remind me again, what's the exact wording in the second half?
So they stopped it there, but the actual quote is jack of all trades, master of none, but is oftentimes better than a master of one.
Yes, there we go. So you're oftentimes better than a master of one. And I think especially in this day and age, in this world, things change so quickly. You could be the master of, anything really, but then technology could make it so that we don't do that anymore. We could be the master of programming one day, and then the next day all programming is automatic. We use AI to do it. So personally, to answer the question, I would rather be an A minus or a B plus student in all subjects, just so that I can kind of be prepared for, whatever life throws at me. I can be generally, pretty successful. Whereas I think if I only had one subject, I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. So I'd like to hear what other people's opinions are on that subject. That's one of those things that, can kind of define how people live their lives. It's a really good question. So thank you for that question, and back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Kyler. I see your viewpoint. If you are all basically good B's plus A's and you have a lot of doors you could open. And if one thing is really hard because of COVID-19 or any other bad economy, you still have another door you could do. That's a really good point. I like that. Thank you. I guess we have one more question to go. Okay, next question. Which should I do? Okay, in which would you live? A haunted house or a house with no power or water?
I'll take this one.
I'm sorry, who?
This is Crystal, or
Hi,
Celia. Celia Cruz, the queen of salsa, is my picture. I would take the house with no bathroom and running water. I believe that's what you said. Number one, I don't want any ghosts haunting me while I'm trying to sleep. That would be scary. I have recently had some strange dreams, probably because I'm pregnant. And these dreams have really distraughted me. I wish I could be able to erase them from my memory because they're not making sense. Like last night, I dreamed about a concentration camp. I have no idea why. I'm like, what is going on? This is not good. I don't want haunted dreams or a haunted house. Yes, it would be uncomfortable to be in a house with no running water or no bathroom, but people did it several years ago. They survived. I should be able to do it. I was thinking to myself, now that I'm pregnant, I need to have a natural birth. If they could do it 100 years ago, I should be able to do it. But there is no way they were able to successfully live in a haunted house 100 years ago. We've seen these crazy movies that are based on a true story. I don't want to live like that. So I will take the house with no running water and no bathroom any day. Table topics, master.
Thank you, Crystal. I do agree because 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, we didn't have a power. We have no clean bathroom or running water. So we could survive, human beings could survive, but haunted house, we probably never get used to. And I hate anyone to disturb my sleep. Sleep is important. I do agree. And by director, so congratulations, your pregnancy. Yay, that's good. And do we have more time or we should finish this portion?
The time is 7:31, so I know we had a long introduction at the very beginning, but it is time to move into our evaluation portion of the meeting. Thank you so much, Carrie. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that. Okay, yeah, Crystal, I'm with you on that, but pregnant, we did not know. Congratulations to you. And may God bless you truly during your pregnancy. Is this your first?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's so much fun. When is the baby due?
April 4th.
April
I'm
4th.
12, well, 13 weeks on Wednesday. 13 weeks on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. You got a little while to go. Yeah, both of my kids were born in the springtime, and that is a good time to have
Yes.
babies. Those summer babies I hear are miserable. Greta, you had your hand raised?
I was clapping for Crystal on her pregnancy. I thought I did the hand clap.
Yeah. Okay, maybe you did. I mean, I may have looked at it wrong.
It's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Well, congratulations again, Crystal. That is so amazing. I am happy for you. Okay, we are moving into our evaluation portion. Back to you, Kyler, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Olivia, and thank you, Carrie, for some fantastic table topic questions. I thoroughly enjoyed them. They're all really good questions. They were very thought-provoking. Tell me the term you used in Japanese, and it meant like either extreme. Is that what it meant?
Sometimes nasty, sometimes more really bad or whatever. It's a party game.
Yeah, it makes me think of like in the US we say "Would you rather" is the name of the game. Some people here may have played it before, but it's usually a party game, and I just think that's cool that you can have different cultures having similar games. You know, this is really fun. It's a good
and
way.
really showing culture too. So.
Yeah, it's really good way to connect. So moving on to the next portion of our meeting, we are now in the evaluation portion of our meeting. So I'll be calling up those roles that I called up earlier, and we will start with actually we'll start with the general evaluator. So Wes, if you could, if you have a copy of the agenda. If you could give us your general evaluation as well.
I thought I was going to do it.
Oh, my bad.
Wes, are you going to try to do it? I know you came on a few minutes late. Do you want to take it? I don't mind, but if not, I'll do it. You're on mute again, Wesley. Yeah, I'll do the general evaluation.
Some Toastmaster. Okay, I think the way it was that you were going to be the general evaluator.
Yes,
so
I'll do it.
that's fine.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Say no more. Say no more.
All right.
I know you can.
So I'd like to invite Olivia up to the lectern.
Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I will start my general evaluation by calling on the members that had roles this evening. So if I could please get the timers report from Donovan.
Yes, thank you, Olivia, and honored guests. My role is the timers report. So I kept track of the time for the table topics, which was 1 minute and 1 minute to 1 minute and 3 seconds and 2 minutes. Olivia, your speech was 1 minute and 34 seconds. Crystal's speech was 1 minute and 20 seconds. Kyle's was 1 minute and 56 seconds. And Wes's speech was 1 minute and 45 seconds. Thank you. Back to the general evaluator, Olivia Caldwell.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Donovan, for your timers report. Can we move on to Cheyenne with the all counter?
Hello, everyone. I may have been misbegotten today with the counting of the filler words. I did not catch that many. I just caught a few in the beginning before we started the table topics, myself and also Kyler, but I didn't hear any from anyone else. I may have forgotten to. I was so interested in the questions that they didn't stand out to me. So that's my report. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Yeah, I was kind of caught up in that as well. And I also was about to be misbegotten myself because I was so interested in speaking and answering Carrie's question that I forgot to use the word of the day. So let me not be misbegotten by not using the word misbegotten. Thank you very much. And David, on to you for our grammarians report. Oh, and the word of the day.
Thank you, Olivia, Miss General Evaluator. I'm David. I'm here with your grammarian report. As far as improper use of the English language, I wasn't following that closely, but nothing stood out to me that was noteworthy. Not saying that we were all perfect, but I think we were quite acceptable on that. As far as word of the day, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know Kyler and Cheyenne have both used it once, and Olivia just used it 3 times.
Well, once. We'll take once.
Once or twice, or okay. And I didn't recall anyone else using it. Was anybody else using the word of the day, misbegotten? You can use it tomorrow. Everybody use it tomorrow, just until people start looking at you like you're weird. Okay. But that is my grammarian report. And also, if we have a minute at the end of the meeting, I thought it might be nice if Miss Greta would want to say a word or introduce herself as well. That's it. And thank you. And back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much for your report, David, and for the reports of all those that had a role this evening. As your general evaluator, I think this meeting was a success. I know that the times that we're living in has all of us kind of struggling, I guess, for lack of better words, in one area or another. And it's just, we're just living in some unprecedented times. And I myself have been a victim of that. So to have all of us on tonight has truly been pleasing, and I'm excited. Last week, like I said, we kind of struggled a little bit, but we did have a whole full meeting. It turned out to be a full meeting, but it was just a couple of us. So thank you all for your participation. I am overjoyed to have Crystal, our area director, as well as Ms. Greta on the line this afternoon. afternoon, so this evening. So thank you both ladies for being here. Our meeting started 4 minutes. We took a 4-minute recess while we went over the roles. For the most part, everyone was here on time. And we thank you for that. We're glad to have you back in the building. Liz. You have been doing quite a bit of traveling, so we are excited to know that your traveling has been safe, and you look like you are safe and sound and healthy to me. So we're glad to have you back. We are still missing our Luke. I have not reached out to him personally in the last week or so. I will, just to say hello. I don't want to put any pressure on him. He did renew, so he is paid up for his dues, but I do want to just let him know that he is in our thoughts and prayers, and that we hope all is going well with him. Also, let's see, for our journey, I think we did pretty good. I really, really enjoyed the table topics portion. Carrie, thank you for that. And I think we should try to do that once again. I would like for our theme next week, and I think I'm talking now as more as a president than the general evaluator, but okay, our theme for next week, I think, will be all things fall. So get your autumn clothes on, get your autumn thoughts together, and we'll be talking about fall and autumn. Most of you know that that is my favorite season of the year, so I am in hog heaven for the next couple of days in Mobile, Alabama, where the weather can change at a moment's notice. That is it for my general evaluation. And back to you, Kyler. I think Donovan has his hand raised if you want to address his hand.
Yeah, I'll also reach out to Luke as well. So I'll also reach out to Luke as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
Great. Great.
it's been a while.
That's a great idea, David, to have Miss Greta speak a few words if she would, but I will turn back over to our Toastmaster just to stay on protocol.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Olivia. And yeah, Greta, if you were interested, if you had anything you wanted to say before we move on to the next section of the meeting, yeah, go right ahead, and then we'll have education overview and awards, and then we'll wrap it up.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gates. First, I would like to say thank you for having me tonight. I did recently join the Downtown Toastmasters a while back, but because of my schedule, I wasn't able to be active in that like I would have wanted to. I joined Toastmasters to become more confident with speaking in large group settings, or as a setting like I am in now. It seems like, when I'm speaking one-on-one with someone, I don't have a problem talking, but like when I get amongst a group of people, I tend to freeze up, like the table topic, for instance. If you would have asked me a question, if I didn't know the answer right then, if I didn't know what I wanted to say right then, or if I don't feel like it's the right answer, sometimes I tend to freeze. I can have it in my head, but I won't let it out because I feel like it hasn't been prepared for me to say it. So I joined just to become more confident and to find my voice. I am looking forward for what's to come. I enjoyed tonight's meeting, and I plan on attending again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Greta. I'll give you a little bit of advice, especially when it comes to a table topics question. You can just fake it. You don't have to, it doesn't even have to be the truth. It's a story. Just consider it not a lie, but consider yourself telling a story. You're just acting or filling in that role. So just go with it. And then maybe that'll make you feel a little bit more relaxed, because sometimes I've been asked questions that didn't quite pertain to me. Like if you ask me about a basketball team, because sometimes we'll call on the person first and then ask the question. I don't like those, by the way, but they do keep you sharp and on your toes. So if you ask me a question about basketball, everyone knows football is my sport. So I would be rather uncomfortable, but I'll just think of something, just figure it out. So just go with the flow. Don't think about it as if does it actually pertain to Greta. You are just telling a story, and you want to spend 1 to 2 minutes telling that story without any filler words if possible, and make sure you keep your grammar intact and use the word of the day, and you'll be good to go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome. We look forward to seeing you again, I hope very soon. Okay, guys, it's almost time. Do we have any awards today? And do we have, I know I was going to save this portion unless someone has education overview. We were going to save this portion for Crystal if she had anything that she thought that she might want to add to the end of the meeting.
Yes, I will be brief. I just wanted to mention that I am completing my area director report. Overall, this was a great meeting. I love you all's energy and your friendly spirit. You were definitely welcoming to not just myself, but to Greta as well. So I commend you on that. I would like for you all, when doing your executive committee meeting, the next one, to review the report. I mentioned making sure your club's information is updated on Facebook and on Find a Club, because right now it's still showing Carpe Diem. So you may be losing some potential guests because they may go to Carpe Diem and try to find out the club. Or still, if they know that it's virtual and they can easily contact you all, if there was a Zoom link already available, easy access, that may bring some people in. So review the report. It's all good things that'll help you as a club. And I'm always here to be an asset. Don't forget to ask random people that you know that give speeches, hey, can you give a speech? Because we don't have any prepared speeches. I've asked my uncle before, he came and gave a speech. I asked a guy over a nonprofit, can he give a speech when I was VPE? Because I didn't have anyone signing up for speeches, but it can be outside of Toastmasters as well. But great job thus far. I'm very proud of you all, and I'm here to help.
Thank you very much, Crystal. And that is most definitely, because even when I look at, when we go to our Easy Speak, which I know you have to have a password to gain access to that, but I notice that it still says Carpe Diem at 6:45 on Mondays. So I'll get with my Maurice. I lean on him for everything, and hopefully he can help me get some of these different websites and our social media updated, because we definitely, you're right, that makes a lot of sense. We could be losing out that way. And that's also a good idea, guys. If you don't want to give a speech, maybe you know someone that wants to give a speech. So that would be a great idea. It's just, and then it's also an opportunity for all of us to get more comfortable. I think for us, the majority of us are real comfortable with giving evaluations, but sometimes it is hard to give those. You need to, maybe improve on this or improve on that. Sometimes it's hard to say those type of things during an evaluation. So if we get someone else to give a speech, at least you can practice on your evaluation portion. We all can enhance that skill. So we have it 7:46. We did start a few minutes late, and I would like to, Crystal mentioned something earlier that we have really gotten away from doing because we have been virtual so long. I think all of us have just been tired. So, but if we could take a few seconds to go over our roles for next week. If we have any volunteers that has a role that they are just dying to do, would you please go over that or give us that role now and that commitment, and I will make sure and put it in Easy Speak. So what about our table topics, Master? Do we have anybody? Donovan, your hand is raised. You want to take a role for next week?
Yes, I'll take the table topics.
Awesome. Anybody else? Give me, we can go over the easy ones like grammarian, or I hate to say easy.
Well, I will attempt to do a prepared speech next week.
Yay. Okay, Maurice, and I will, if you do a prepared speech, then I will be your evaluator. What about a grammarian or a timer for next week? Someone give me a commitment. Carrie, was your hand raised?
Oh, the timer.
Okay, Carrie. The timer. We're almost finished, guys. What about a general evaluator, and we still need a grammarian? Kyler, what's that?
Sorry, I can be the general evaluator.
General eval. All right, and we need at least a grammarian and word of the day. Grammarian and word of the day. I can take that. If no one else wants it, I'll take that. So I
could do it again, or I could try to prepare a speech for next week as well. But if anybody else wants to do a speech, that would be great. In addition to Maurice, that would be wonderful.
Now, when you say prepared speech, do we get the topic from off of the website, or we just come up with a topic?
You can do it either way. Now, we like for all of us to advance in whatever pathways you are currently on. in the international. So absolutely, if you have something that's on your pathway that you can do, then we definitely want to see everyone advance in those steps to completing a path. But if you have a burning desire to give a speech on whatever topic it is, you are feel free.
May I interject for just a minute?
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris. I didn't see your hand raised. Go ahead.
No problem. Since Greta is new, I was going to ask or encourage her to do her icebreaker speech. If this is going to be her main club, then if you all could possibly assign her a mentor, because she's brand new to Toastmasters. So she hasn't had the member orientation where we show her pathways and the questionnaire, the questionnaire that you do to determine which path. They give you 3 options after you answer the question. So that may be her first step. The icebreaker is the easiest speech you give, Greta, because it's about you. You talk 46 minutes about you, however you want to start it off. Hi, my name is Greta. You can start off simple like that, where you're from, or, I think one person gave their icebreaker speech and talked about onions and their layers. I remember someone's speech like that. So however you want to do it, but I did want to mention to Hilltoppers that you are brand new. So you would probably need like just about 15 minutes before a meeting sometime this week, or whenever you're free before the next meeting, to give your icebreaker speech and for us to explain to you how you pick a path in Pathways, which is our educational program.
Okay.
Okay. Greta, Maurice, do you have Greta's email address already?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, well, if you can give it to me, or if anyone would like to be Greta's mentor, I would love to be Greta, but I have so much on me right now. And then with my dear friend just passing, I don't know what I have to do to participate in the funeral or her final wishes. I haven't even talked to her kids yet. So my life is just, my mind is just not where it needs to be right now. So it would be interested in being her coach just for a little while, just to get her up and running. I would really appreciate that. And thank you. And Wes, your hand is raised.
Mm-hmm. Yes, to encourage Pathways speeches, I will be an evaluator for someone, either David or Greta. I'd be happy to be your evaluator, but I would encourage Pathways speeches.
Absolutely. Yes, encourage pathway speeches. Yes, we do. But I know sometimes, Greta, just to answer your question, sometimes, like I know even Crystal, she's had a presentation that she wanted to do, and she wanted to pass it by us first. And so that was a great opportunity for her to get our feedback and get an evaluation before she made the actual presentation. So if you have something like that coming up that you want to do, then we would definitely accept that speech as well. But as always, we always want to try to encourage you to work your path. I didn't realize that you were brand new to Toastmasters, so we're definitely going to embrace you and help you with that along the way. Anybody, anything else?
Oh, just remember, for those who have not paid their dues, if you can, do it by the 30th of this month. And that way we'll get credit on our Distinguished Club program.
Yes, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. I forgot about that. We only have 3 days. So if you start seeing a bunch of text messages from me in the group chat, don't say Olivia's annoying. Just say Olivia is trying to become a Distinguished Club or maintain our Distinguished Club. All right, guys. The time is now 7:53. I don't think we have any formal education overview. So with that, I will say good night. Everyone have a fabulous week. Oh, Wes. I'm sorry, Wes. Come on.
Yeah, just one thing. See, as club coach, I'm not comfortable with being a person's mentor, but I've been comfortable in encouraging another member to be a mentor. That's part of my role I see that as my role as a coach. But I would strongly urge you to consider being someone to be Greta's mentor. It's a marvelous opportunity for not only to help Greta, but to advance yourself as a Toastmaster as well. Just throwing that out there.
That's right. Okay, Maurice will share her email address with us in the group chat, and hopefully we'll get someone that's willing to take you on. If not, I will. At least we'll do a Zoom by ourselves, and I'll just at least show you how to get onto pathways and how to click around in there. There's some things in there 3 years later I'm still not that good at, but I would definitely push you in the right direction. So someone will take you, Greta. Don't worry. We'll get it all figured out. You're
Thank
very
you,
welcome.
thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone else? All right, guys, we are over our time, and I'm going to say good evening. If all minds are clear, we're going to get out of here. Anybody has anything else? All right, have a good night.
Stay
All.
safe.
See you next week. Stay
Good night.
safe.
Bye.
Right.
Have a nice night.
Bye.
Good seeing everyone.